like a dream come true, man. Sitting on the Gene Romero's factory Triumph 750, converted to a street tracker. This thing was clocked on the banks of Daytona at 136 miles per hour. It's an absolute stunning piece. Lots of factory parts on here. Sirianni front end, red wing shocks. This is the original matching numbers frame from Gene's collection. Matching engine, cases, and frame, 1968. Originally started life as a 650. It's a 750 now. 1 up, 4 down, right? Yeah! Hell yeah! It sounds like the hounds of hell ripping your house off the foundation. Thing that's happened to me in a while. What a rush. Right in the back. Woo! It's like 18 degrees out. I think I need some gloves. Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
I like that was pretty good.
Listen to this thing, man. Filling the jungle with sound. Hell yeah. How'd this thing sound ripping down the road?
Oh man, it sounds just like Evel Knievel's bike when he jumped Caesar's Palace, all wound up. Oh yeah, it sounds just like it.
Was Evil's bike hot like this one?
Yeah, well this one probably, yeah, he had a, what was called an American Eagle 650.
Okay.
So this is a 750, right?
Yep, this is a 68 650 with a Route 750 big bore kit. Your brother Daryl told me that Evel Knievel actually sponsored Gene Romero, and he posted a picture of Gene Romero ahead of Jay Springsteen on a factory Harley-Davidson XR 750 power sliding around the corner, and he had an Evel Knievel jacket on. And your brother said that Evel was one of Gene's sponsors.
My brother Daryl is a history book on Evel Knievel. He knows all the stuff about Evel, so I didn't realize that, but yeah.
Yeah, in fact, this bike may have been sponsored by Evel Knievel for Gene Romero. It's a matching numbers. It was in a book. In fact, I've got the book right over here. Did you know this was in a magazine? It's actually on the centerfold of one book right here. That let me put it on this CB50 right here. Here's a picture of it right here from the 60s. Very cool. And then there's a full page right up here, and it goes on to say that Triumph produced only 18 of these flat trackers in TT racers at Meridian to compete in the 68 racing season. I guess the TT models use this frame. This is a factory Triumph frame, and they use a Champion shorter wheelbase frame on the flat trackers, I was told. 6 each for Gary Nixon, Jay Springsteen, and Gene Romero. As a matter of fact, I have the jacket. The reason I ended up with this bike is I have one of the factory replica jackets that we wore in the reality show for Discovery that was a replica of Gary Nixon's #9 jacket. There are only 11 known survivors. This particular example was originally campaigned by Gene Romero. No two of the 18 were exactly identical. Custom frames with different fork geometry and individualized swing arms were made to suit each rider. The bike sports Triumph's original 650cc motor with a 750cc Route big bore kit on it. They were required to produce 200 of these 750cc big bore bikes in order to satisfy the rules of homologation. Designer Craig Vetter penned the gas tank and bodywork on this bike, and the numbers matching frame and motor sat rotting in Gene's barn until Tom Steele purchased the bike at auction in 1997. So Tom Steele bought it from Romero. Fortunately, Tom was able to find all the original parts and set out to rebuild it for street use. So it's a street tracker conversion of Romero's actual matching numbers frame that he purchased at auction. Don't be fooled by the headlight and license plate. She still has the heart of the beast, and I think I just demonstrated that for you. With Q cams, trick valves, and radical gears, this 315-pound wet. Now, I had the XLCR Cafe Racer down here earlier today, and I pushed that, and then I pushed this. This seems like a dirt bike compared to the Harley Davidson. It's so much lighter, 315 pounds, and that's wet. 75 rear-wheel horsepower. This torque monster was capable of 110 miles per hour in third gear and lift the front wheel in every gear. It'll wheelie in every gear. It stood straight up going up the hill there. Kick-ass piece. A lot of fun to ride. I don't think you'll find another one this nice. I've seen a lot of street tracker conversions, but this one's got the nickel-plated frame. Look at all the beautiful custom triple clamps polished with the Cherry Annie forks and the polished Cherry Annie lowers, the polished hubs, polished rims, Gramaica brakes, Gramaica disc brakes, tack and speedo, all the aluminum is polished on it. Beautiful blue and white paint job with the black and gold pinstriping. Mikuni carbs with the twin air style filters on there. Lots of special components on the inside of the motor, starting with the Route 750cc big bore, 4-speed close ratio transmission, 2-in-2 TT pipes, custom swing arm with a Red Wing shocks on there with a disc rear brake, chromed sprocket, and just beautiful. Disc rear brake, beautiful piece. The oil tank is polished aluminum. The battery box is a work of art too. If you look from the other side, looking up under the seat, it's a handmade aluminum battery box. Just a stunning piece. A lot of fun to ride. Can't wait to take this thing to Daytona. Thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned. Much more to come on this bike. God bless America. It seemed to have like an over rev where it was just revved to the moon, you know?
It just wants to keep making power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a long power band.
Fucking awesome. What year is this?